watching season 2 of this show, you're definitely gonna need to see a therapist.
Nerd.
What's up? Welcome back to Nerd and Chill. Now before we get started, let me remind you to hit that little subscribe button down below. It'll definitely help us out. We're trying to, get that monetization in, and every little bit helps. Let's sit back and break down this train wreck of Never Have I Ever Season 2. I needed to take a few days to think about this show just because a lot happened. Davy has no sense of there's consequences for her actions. Puts her in the point that she's the most chaotic, never knows how to make the right decision, main character seen on TV. I give her that crown. She's just chaotic. Now, I do give her some credit. There are some scenes in the show where she was not crazy. She was in fact right, and people were lying to her. That to the side, let's just start out with Davy. Davy, thank God she sees a therapist. Paxton and Debbie deserve each other. Point blank, they absolutely deserve each other. They're both terrible people. Now, I'm not saying terrible people as in, oh, they hate the world, they hate everyone else. They're terrible people as in they don't know how to keep their own emotions in check. Paxton was scared to be seen with her. Even though he would sneak into her room every night, make out with her, I hate Paxton, and that's just my take on the subject. Now, I can say getting into the show as a whole, I was physically in pain watching season 2. The decision making, the toxic behavior between each and every single one of the characters in this show physically and emotionally irked me to the point I felt pain. I've never had a show give me this ugh of a reaction. The amount of toxicity in this show is insane. You have the toxicity between the love triangle, you have Eleanor and her horrible boyfriend, then you have Fabiola's issue of her girlfriend's friend, who is absolutely a horrible human being. The way she treated Fabiola and didn't realize that robotics team is Fabiola's life. Ben was such a good character in season 1, and then he ruins it by, of course, that scene during the 24-hour run-a-thon. He made that hookup appointment in that tent before Debbie even hounded Anisha and Ben during the race. He knew what he was gonna do. Yeah, trying to manipulate the situation. More toxic behavior in high school students. What a great time. Now we're gonna get into another toxic situation. Yay! So let's get into the Eleanor and her weird boyfriend situation. He definitely was texting a girl. That girl was definitely calling him babe. And she got manipulated by the power of love. And that's that. So PSA, try not to get blinded by love, or else you'll get hurt, because guys suck. So that's that situation, and the fact that she chose this guy she knew for only a month or two at that point over her friends. And then we have the situation of Fabiola and Eve and Eve's friend. Yes, granted, Eve should have stood up for Fabiola more. She should have done that. But at the same time, Eve actually understood and respected Fabiola's love, not being pop culture oriented into drama and reality TV and social media. It comes to realization that the entire time Eve knew, and she never really pushed Fabiola into being that person, rather being trying to include her girlfriend with her friend. I don't have an issue with Eve. Eve is great. Debbie's grandmother,
my mom doesn't tell me how to live my life. Megan Thee Stallion does. Amen, bitch.
Death. The amount of time she saved Debbie while also just being the most unproblematic character in the entire series. I love her so much, and I hope they bring her back from season 3. I take that back. I hope there's not a season 3 of the show. I hope they leave Paxton and Debbie to ride off into the sunset and leave it there. I don't need a season 3 of the show. They wrap it up in a perfect bow at the end. Everyone's happy. Don't give it a season 3. Get your shit together, man. Big picture things from the show is it shows how each and every one of us has a different decision-making process. Your decision-making process is going to be different from your best friends, from your moms, from your dads, because we're all different. This show, I feel is meant to show the fact, how if you don't have good, clear communication between people, how your decision-making processes and decisions can interfere with others and cause horrible miscommunications and blow up the situation. So this is a good moral to the story is have clear communication with those around you. Because if you don't, it's just gonna blow up in your face, and you don't want that happening because it's not fun. It's actually really good. It has beets in it. Supporting shrimp farms here. Now, the biggest takeaways as we wrap this up is I feel like younger viewers, like in high school, middle school, need to see the show as a representation of how toxic situations actually happen in real life, whereas other high school dramas tend to sugarcoat the situation or not make it as real. Whereas you've Gossip Girl, of course, but Gossip Girl, they knew what they were doing on purpose. They were manipulating the situation, whereas in Never Have I Ever, all the characters are solely basing their decisions off their emotions and trauma. Want younger viewers to see this and to see what is not okay. It's okay to be in therapy. Like, we all go through things. To be able to see the other sides of situations that you'll probably encounter in your life, a good understanding that life happens and you need to be honest to yourself and those around you, and have, of course, clear communication. Now, coming from an older viewer, you know, who's in college, out of college, as an adult, this show is an entire cringe. It's weird to think back at that time where, like, this was, of course, your life in high school. It was so toxic. Everyone was insecure with their own self. Even I was insecure with my own self in high school. It's a part of growing up and loving yourself. But it's just weird to see as an older viewer being like, yeah, I actually went through those situations in high school. That's my thoughts on Never Have I Ever. Should you watch it? Yes. Watch it with a grain of salt. I do have to say, though, the cast is amazing. Props to the cast for portraying, like, actually provoking a physical pain in my body that they're It wasn't the fact that they had bad acting. Their acting was just that good that, like, it was so believable, all these situations, that it gave me physical and emotional pain. I hope all these actors and actresses get cast in other shows. Yeah, so comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought. Of course, all of our opinions are going to be different. That's what's amazing about watching Netflix and having different minds. It's like, you're going to tell me things I didn't think about. I'm going to tell you things I didn't think about. We might disagree on things, but, like, we're learning from each other, and that's awesome. So, comment down below what you thought of the show. Yeah, have a great day, nerds. Bye. Oh my god, this is going to be the last video you'll see in this room. I believe in you.